Then when we were lawyer ni wa ha say na we don't know I running mate. In fact, we ye mechanic say na Centronia and they were running mate. We are proud. Say political parties be hunu no sense Central for ye so ye betimi ebuoman amana ye nye de edikan ni a o mafa Centroni say wamra running mate. No we lawyer ni. Aye, we lawyer ni council. Wo mo ye ni council kura nche bia ha sa. On the MT. Into when essence legal issue be to be person me tell na fe me kwa ba na yetisi politics na yetumi edi nkomo. Me nua ba ma Kwame abeka mensa Kwame Owusu Danso Esquire ewa ha. Kwame acha na pay.
Me ma wache.
Bako de.
Nyamiado na.
Ye obi tifios ya umu ade kura. Ti rani mate na friend Kwame.
O se me nua no. Ye share na ache.
Ache papa.
Last time we share say na traffic.
I pa. Utinkwa. We are so proud of you as journalists. But me found freeway as enough for politics move later on you could break back. This issue kids of I think it said 14, 13 and 15 years I could hear woo. Now I don't know Rabia ni wa to me because they've been in cell for over a week.
I don't know mean said because I know say of course, say obi kumubia and I say juvenile kumubia. There's the arrest and the detention.
Yes,
but as far as I know, because of your juveniles, na juvenile court in the handle. Now expeditious trial no so here because usually adwene mu de omo adwene no for me yes we treat them differently. I'm surprised. I have to follow up and find out why. For a week now,
yes, so your lawyer in at least some form of
because I know say even the juveniles we treat them special. We treat them special. I say we know.
Process
even for an adult, because of Martin Pebu cases.
Yes.
Into no
48 hours no
you know, so you are entitled to bail. Of course, bail is at the discretion of the judge. Like I said, you have to meet the bail requirements. Until bail requirements, then they say, "Oh, lawyer, but the court will have to make a determination. Say, as someone or lawyer no can, you know, what can someone make me so the amount of bail. They are now usually a discretion.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you know. Bail no dear, it is your right. In fact, Constitution, I think Article 14 or so, Constitution no cracker. You know, so you cannot detain saying
be without any cause for that law.
And I'm running cracker say in fact, say even if the person doesn't have a lawyer, the state has to make sure say
man a lawyer.
So that it's expeditious trial no dear for juveniles especially. Here or mine pa.
Vice President, dear bed
because we no crown say you crown anka or parents in him crown you have to notify the parents within 24 hours.
Exactly.
So say ubano money at you or money because it's not in jelly or mono. You can say I incarcerate you mono yana domoko
baby
yes, that's the whole. Sometimes when we to be defer, we the mafia. You know. Mafia. We maybe some kakra because I don't understand why.
Now I remember 60 at the age of 16. I said,
and I'm one now. Now comes and me bomitisa because the time I was school no credit yamienu and I was a system near sister kakra.
Oh, 16 they na boy should have from kakra
but now when this book mu pa
yeah, of course.
Na me papa post the wo go twemfra.
60. Now brother so me pewa was me tiase.
Because brother was at I be Achimasafo no.
Yeah.
And na minimum there kakra secondary school Achimasafo secondary school. And na me church and cry for girls here by school. Choma de a feminine party mango dey be as Saturday be omo nyina so omo ho ba na say hey.
Asamaba.
What dey say?
Asamaba.
O what here? That's a way.
Who's ropo?
Omo ni mi akasa be dey o. Say share. Go down so.
No this one.
So be obedi no.
I mean, it's worrying, you know.
But there are not two things that we must begin to have conversations about bringing sanity into your system.
I agree with you.
For a 16-year-old and 14-year-old to even harbor the thought, say, me the sick
I will be a kuno.
Problematic.
I will be a kuno because of hammy.
Problematic.
Because that no son and could say ya or a central region. So a moko pesica. Sikadro Kaisa. I jelly or Mokana say I'm about the M so no juvenile. The blogger Bobby Kuno Pesca.
Yes. It's your values, your core values, as Ghanaians, Ira. So it was a sanitizing system, no. You TV so programs are ye. This animal in and
almost more time I'm with your man Kodano.
And
because you're nae pesica.
And you know, but and also so no crowd sujina say na me papa no need time. But who go school teachers for no they serve as your parents. Bra who school. So bayana
but then almost you actually almost say
that can be came. So who kaka ku say because see a teacher need to be bomba. Hey, na me headmaster cry say we film me finish dey kakra. Na wo koye sa wo nanim. Ababi obebo.
Yeah, from assembly ma obi e say we ya wayo no.
Exactly. It is see and say societal norms no. Till say ye hwe ho asem kapa. And when they say me so we co break there but and only one of the things that your great transformational plan the seventh point you know.
Yes.
Mindset and behavioral change. Because she say sa anima we nyina your values you need sa anima nyina ayira and in discipline and lack of patriotism. Ye ndokro ni biem ye ndoma ni biem say
yeah the ope wo mo be position anu o dwele ne hono na busua pega ne bo say be ya obeto V8 be de hia no
eno nti eno de you know ya nsesa sa na na efristo na ba for mu because en kola no so mo hwe omo hwe de mpanyifo ye omo hwe de omo maame no mu ye omo hwe de omo papa no mu ye so ho and na wo be hwe kra 14 years old wo be no maame kra de bi abe 29 and I so you know
a kra single mother oh ko papa and so ko ba nti onim kola no kra bra bom tifi ala pe me sama wa chi bi o moko de
sister
as I was saying like I don't know but it looks like your farmer manifesto. In fact, before I enter your manifesto, there's this pending issue here, of course, number.
Right.
Apalu, I press conference, Saka Huasem. What do you make of it?
Apalu, Ukrainian campaign, I may and it's minimum near Kosu.
Oh, saying, yeah, don't call in free a year.
Not numbers, and reduce
paper, no so. Or when you cry and free sooner. All those biaka signa or more printed for Friday Bebocano, Senka Roman father qualify and they would have printed new papers into gay and printing enough from year Kriadonko. Nana messenger say be a paper.
Mediana, to be fair, and me who say me mechanical. The motive behind someone Wakano and whom missing a 7 hour can.
Exactly.
It's no me no with the grace of respect to him. I don't trust that Assembly or Kano say or person boa process. No, they've been backdoor discussions. They have asked him to spearhead this because, to be fair, process now. I don't know what print credit that you know, and Obia sunim Obia position. Into the own person better own person better. So there's no reason for you to go and vote for Kwiadonko if you don't want to vote for Kwiadonko. And as you see, an Ubia in the campaign, Ubia Nenyum Ubia in the advert near the background. Still I see her anyway. But you're the number 13, no?
Yes.
You're the number 13, no? I campaign, especially your campaign, I consume. Your concrasia pa. It's no WOHO baby abedu krana radio krabini ho. And na TV ni ho internet ni ho enti ubesa akọ back bi mu
I mean the weeks we have
number 13 enti me de ma adwene mu de ka yenja ne saa na say be ambe crossing mu ana so mbe ni bibia because me sure say sebi ni wo iba yi nyame emfa ne crazy ni wo iba obi ate because oye ma me panimu a obi anim no Ghana enti obi ate enti no me sure say obi kwa koto aba obeto I say one kasa person say vote no dia na say what na dia kotim but this year this will be a say vote because we are Ghana ye dro no ye hia nsesaye papa na ye hia nsesaye a ye nsesam nko yachi go fa dada no yes same up ademono ademono no so dey alan cash
what's your BB I don't know whether you followed I know you follow the processes EC processes
absolutely
what do you make of the whole process from registration to mobile then did the mop up afterwards exhibition and then issues came after the exhibition or more free iPark media for Kobe and all that and then the ballot in there what do you make of all that? Do you trust them?
It's a human institution. You know, every human institution, you can't get it 100%. And you know, there may be some errors, there may be some margin of error near there. But that does not negate the fact say or more try. You see, the only reason why I have a trust in Nihono is because of how I is in Akasa. Kufado, Nana Adanko Kufado yi no. And then someone ne bata hon. Any previous elections, NDC forecast we money at the end, you know, and utinama sanema we ni na ebano. But it doesn't negate the fact say processes no ade na omo ye no. You know, omo nam omo kwaso a omo ye ade. And of course, say uhu bibi say ntwa yie. Na say wo de omo adwene baso. Na so omo anya hu bibi dia e na obegina simpie so na obegina bedwo maka say oh ade no ye kai no omo anya. But them say wo share the largest opposition NDC for no and some more reasoning, you know, they have tried to address those concerns, you know. But the kind of politics now, they are very aggressive politics. Into know even the recommendations, and I say first of all the identification of the problems, you create a whole big buzz around it, as if say, you know, the heavens are falling. So now a political conversation. Of course, the EC would have to also hold their own. So what I say, you would mean mama discredit to 100%. So also they will be defensive. They social media, so radio, so TV, so bano. But I think, you know, by and large, you know, we all learn. So say if we pick near the end of bus and we've come a long way. Let's just help build the system. It's a young democracy, 32 years, and also. Young democracy a yeguso a yesiesie ne kakrakra nti errors neba ye be ye frame money aye ni ye said the bear institution no be strong ma ye nyina nti na that's first part of it. Second part of it no so say mesre you know yera bossman asare mu ne madam James and payifo maka no na this perception is everything in politics. Political perception out there and they say because you were appointed by the president. And I say, oh yeah, the bidding of the president. And oh yeah, the bidding of the president. And then also jina and someone sabi asemba oka send the canon. So and send the ufa dihu jumano. And then the man for the show him say ebi ana wo kra no oh yeah MPP for adwuma. But me dey me trimu dey ebi ana wo yeah Ghana adwuma. Nti no asemba so a ya na kase ntwi bi ni sa na ma no ya omunya mo yampanyifo because bibi am wo no me kind of say democracy na ye experiences is here no ebeko so atena ho a na ejina eniema bi so the first institution a bit my ensure democracy no the Electoral Commission because the Electoral Commission ni wi a and ebenya the executive ebenya legislature what I say enti no say democracy no beko so there then the Electoral Commission no they have to distinguish themselves so in the exercise of their duty no say they be a Ghana for no benya confidence in the system na omo anya ne sa na say the bia na wetimi wakame na wantwi wa cabinet sa na manema ne nyina ba eno na ya na ha no enti we de ye best say parties akese no of course they should keep an eagle eye but they should not create this impression say will be person we are banum anase will be person oye ade ma obi ana obi person oye ebia hunu bi pen but baby I do there me sure say wo mo ahu say Ghana for do no a pensesemu enti ye pensesemu dia ene na wo say ye de eye a betimi aboa Ghana kanko because Ghana ehia ye nyina ye wo mbi me ni ba bia akọ me tie microphone obi wo ho US visa obi wo Canada me tie me ni visa bia Togo kra me ni bi sa me ni visa
and me wo bi mom passport so dam kem to ye ya ho
Me de me nibi. It's me de me tari mu anase me tari mu. So me sure say nipa no bebre na so nibi.
Yeah.
Especially
a lot.
Yeah, nam street no so no. It's the politicians na chia na careful kakra. Obi are fighting for the interest. So but the collective interest no Ghana. It's the idea be I am putting Ghana first before our political colours.
What call a campaign? I mean, nook and cranny of this nation. Oh yeah, Centroni.
Yeah.
Before you became a running mate.
Yeah.
I know, say you had a perception. You've probably gone to few places,
yes.
not everywhere.
Yes.
Until you had an idea about how Ghana is.
Yes.
And there are other places further than where you had been. How would you assess Ghana? Only words how do you describe it?
Was it and I'm not pretending. Because Sebi me ni be there na me fie nyeska for. But then the kind of nyama me hu ye na areho. Na otumi bisa was enti haka Ghana ho ana. Ti ha omoto aba. Okwa obehu party posters. Obehu party billboards. And so insure nipa benom na ya bi ni ho. Clinic omo pe clinic po omo se chip compound po a se be obi nyam ni ade a yemfa ni ntwa kwantintin fa nwuram ni ade emfa no nko hospital another ebi ni ho say the very basic necessities of life ebi ni
yeah one cry ni crack me ya for granted no
yeah for granted they omo asabi omo tin krase no they don't need much na ya okwa okache say ye dey yan hwe ye dey mama ensuo na mama clinic kakra na mama bebia ebeja na ni ade okay I'm telling you ebi wa do so ye kwa no po o se dey we aye no ko be grade so kakra po ba
fire exchange rate ho
en fa ne ho so no ko na fu mu a wakoti ne kontomre wakoti ne kwa nsusu a wanya ne bank bi wanya some amokua na say kusie bi wa be no na duane wadi o okay. They don't need much. Sometimes, politicians, they are so wicked and insensitive to the plight of the people. So we are Ghana nipa na say what fabra bumu na wo de na nyu but wo ko baby na wo say say na obi de nyese me de a ubesu. I'm telling you. And ko e krase. Wo ko dwira banso. Dwira banso say me show udem ho. E ho so pa. Me drew her a handful. They share and they were so excited. I'm saying, Massa, baby, I'll tea a one and a kufa on the Baumia or Metanai. The same position now. That time when I'm on your TV, that says a news be cry, me Jimmy didn't cry. As mom catch me say, what who cry now fast by missing I 2016. Nana don't go kufa the Betana. A be share a bo says I can't obey my be seen ne.
Yes, I can't all fast on it saying.
And yet. Me say ube kwako drew on na usisi enye izi o usisi say ubi bia ya o ya omu ni network ho gira banso wo mu ni to be call this ko gina people bi so ansa na why call it is our social media na dey call so no there but me call ho me ko hu party billboards me ko hu party posters krobi your friend akon ehon so sa ehon de omo kwa no de che say me hu how are you timi fa akora ko pie ho enye and short kilometers and wow some ehon no we say western region akasa no aka I say etimi ye the oil and gas and mining hub for Ghana anka abai edo Ghana nka abai will not be interested so much in percentage omubenya from mining ni oil and gas ni ade no and also from foreign investors ni ade no. One of the conditions e be a precedent and say before I be mining concession no and I say before I be allow say brana be too far go Ghana no all the routes now faso e dey call mining concession no you will fix it. Is it not possible to do it?
Yes, that's possible.
So why are we not partnering with these people and more concessions? So 1% near the from your mining, what benefit of what use Has it? I don't know. You success can directly to benefit the people.
The boy mania dey see what takwa ye call yan komo ye kote ye be o. Say takwa mines kese wo ho no mo kire se nka wo makwan ye wo takwa no. Amanfo na bo mo so bo ache nti wan hwa one day wo mbebo mo so. E wo ho no be ha dwene nti wo mo sra ban tenke be ya. Kasa percentage no for just 1 year na ide ma wo no nyai. Na nka mo fa nye kwan ne mo. Aban so won tia. On sman.
Yes. But sa 1% no ye de. Say nkrofo de beto efie ama omo yire no no omo manom ebinim kra girlfriends. So omo de beto cars akese. So omo de beko holidays akese. Eno kwa ne hia omo. Na wi ase beje den.
But did you see the 12,000 kilometers that government is talking about?
Me de mi hu hwe e bia me na mani abode ana me die there because me young me nasa. Me hu hwe. Even within Takrade itself. Say uhu na dan kokwa the statue no. So unkwan no say netie. Sa eso ye betena radio so no TV so a ye nya akwanya no a instead of say ye be kan kwe Ghana for ho. One of the things I like about Ghanaians is that when you tell them the truth and truth now okano it is believable say asem we are okay no kra they will forgive you. That's one of the things I've noticed about Ghana for.
Yeah.
Ye wo fache ho tema. It's out now mechanical say oh ekwa no ye gusu ayeden ye nwie o kan sa no a o chena bi no obi nkotwa mfonyini emfa meto social media say o ka se waye na wonye so but empempi no ya manyo no ko ye trimwa they will forget that we are serving people yes so nkrofo na manyo no ya mana say nkrofo na e so mo som ye but we are supposed to serve people na na out here wo som nkrofo enti asem be fi onum aba no I was say ya asem wa ho te a e beboa Ghana nkanko
na ye no kre ne de ehunu ye egba etrim ne ye ka
na no kre ensusu politics na ye no say wan twantro na say wo de onye guy o obi a o twantro mum no e no nya position wa ba mu obi o ka no kre so on pe party na asem etisi ano party no edidi etrim kra say partisanship abi partisanship no edidi etrim say patriotism.
Yes,
it's a problem. It is a problem. It's in cross any dear. Mr. Rana Chamate send me na eko yina ye konkrase any bi to Onua kasa we hu. And I me makama gina simple gina baby aka say me call ye no de ye say ye be ye no na me kokan me man kokan ne ma ye ntimi nye. And I me call ye no say ma me kan no ye ne ma Rana Chamate na akasa e de ahema no say me kokan. Ntimi maka say ye ba na say emre na also de be yes an ema no wanya me resign it
be je aduma
na masa look
se krache je
because then because you be some and I will buy and also be A B C D enu nti na me so me taa wachi say yemra na me yes A B C D no na wanya akwanya Ghana for mu akwanya no na wa ba na sa A B C D no akọ start freeze it here na say one person share me say you don't care about wankasa words no na me wogidi o real anchemati mu say enema waka so no obeye the first me I'm very very confident say the fundamental and I say enema obedi kai a ebema ye ho ahehan ye kakra no so anya na sumdwe e dey build the economy no there obeye say the ebeye obi aho beto no because sa cocoa roots ya ye ka ho asem ni nyina anya papa all the cocoa roots cocoa akuafo ubehwa for the longest time no Ghana adia ya na ejina so pa de yetu no e koko.
In fact there's been a backbone since.
And
then omude go the
other ho. But koko enei koko akuafo first me okras ne koko krache. So be kai a no krom ho nyam so no na no me eskafo pa.
Na koko so no ba krom baji ne sika wonye ni pa atwa.
Enei koko krache sina ni hobio. Esan say aban mu a ye nya omo successive governments ni nyina no one should be very intentional about developing that sector and adding value to it. Ebetimi abua ama ye koko crutches no kra be eskafo. No tena bi ye call IMF. Say hey wait, man call IMF. Ya kasa ye de sika be bom abo bosia, aban bosia na aban etimi anya because ko bosia na ko bon dollars. But koko ye kwiafo kakra wo ye other forms of agriculture no so kakra wo nyina ba together. Wo betimi abo aban bosia. Na buy to me the aye mine. but yaseno enu tina sisi obi aton nsa ase dia galam say because ko gisa syndicated loan no akọji no dollars wo ba be titi o musika so
papa
exactly to ko tia
cities na ekotua dollar ne ka
na ya wa ben dodo that's the problem it will ya na wo titi o musika so na watu bikitwe bi osuo ya tum kakra na o de dada wo mo there's a problem. There's a fundamental problem in this country. I was say a swano. Na ni nyina agina leadership. Say ye nya panimu bia. Ono de o say watu ne ho ama say de besi bia no Ghana nti no oye de oye no. Enye na busua, enye ne namfofo.
Do you think say Ghana for ye ka ho bi na our state is like this? Na me a try go timba na say wasama me cry na me dwene nyame ho am tiase. Wa kire wa my lithium any ade but still there's been some development. I must say I won't rubbish everything because Enema has improved but it's not as fast as we want it. It's not enough. Enti ena eniabri. Enti do you think say Ghana for ye ka ho bi? I say this in terms of Anya NDC MPP. Anya MPP NDC.
Yes.
Anya MPP NDC. Yes. Anya NDC. Even in Parliament.
Yes. Me know ya adwene pa. Now before me call on the crowd. There's a saying, I think by Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah.
And what can I say? And yet mineral resources in the developing country. Human resources. Ti mamufo no nipa a e okru mu no. And a developing mind. Uko Rwanda, omuni natural resource biao. Eso omo nipa, omo gin on mine ho a, omo pe on mining kanko. And omo di omo bu mine. Na uko Rwanda, obi apeso uko Rwanda. Me na for Ghana for bi bra ye koye law Rwanda na ye ba back no, they stayed back. Omo ti Rwanda se si am no kase bi mu kwa ware ho a, omo ye adwuma Rwanda. Adentia leadership. Na ye kase minuanom me papa no me maame no Ghana for yes you ka ho bia na no kra kakra de enti ameka sa ne say hwe 1992 na yeto aba no yedi ma NDC na NDC for tena so ade kosi 2000 yeto aba satam na party bia ma party apart from NDC na any party bia bi na MPP be den ebe wini MPP so tena so kosi 8 years 2008 yes, some mubium no. Any assassin with the command NDC na. Yes, say 2000 no nyade na pamono no. Yes, I the command beam. Say NDC samede emra. The 2008 and NDC de ebaya. NDC kroya transfer for 8 years. And the baby see 2016. Yes, some no. Any assassin with the command MPP. No, na yes, almost nyade na ye you the 2008. Yes, as some mubium no. Ye pese esa de koma NDC ni MPP bi ade enu ti no ya manakwa akoye say Ghana no a two party state NDC
yes enkrofobia japade
yes NDC has had opportunity of ruling this country for 16 years NPP has had the opportunity of ruling this country for 16 years with the bomo 32 years ye nyina be kan kre Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah did not even get more than 10 years to transform this country. And then Malaysia, Singapore, China, near dia, they they've all had the same number of years. I didn't know the country near Asasano. Omotimia transform your country to the point where it's leadership. It's ye koto abanwa ya na ye dream party no too much. Hey, send me there NDC we am dan kra me NDC. We yes anwa that is as won dog Ghana because say we me am dan na me NDC a that is person say panina e dey see a party na no onya de kra isan say wo ye NDC ni nti no o dream wo nko wo ho ne de wo benya but on dream Ghana ho. A problem. Also, so we MPP ni, and I'm me then cram me MPP ni, and asma make o messages beba. Will be buho cry be when you see me and I'm age mate. Oh, message you see. You see. I don't understand what is going on. Me so many say me and you say me join Oral and Chamatana me start class and say me start kind say especially you to know. Say answer say ya journey and two and I'm on for fra. On my way bedu baby no ho ye mu beche because see akra ye mu chiche see a wo no wonni party card na say wo no nya Ghana new so nim sir because see a winner takes all no NDC for winner NDC for nkwa na person enjoy MPP for winner MPP for nkwa na person enjoy. Now the problem is that enye Ghana for nyina na anto aba amfama MPP na NDC eti no say bia wo mo a ya recognize o mo say o mo ye known MPP members no and no crowd because most of the people now mo di eche no mo di eche keke because bia na danfo bi so meto ama MPP ono so kwa akoto ama MPP but on trans hu say ebia sa wa danfo no benefit but who no nya benefit bia from voting for NPP and say NDC who di eche keke who ye follow back so eti no ono edwe di obenya no nti ono nti no obekwa akoto ama NDC but on dwe say collectively no as a nation no yet to abide akokoma NDC ni MPP no ensunsanso ne ba emba ma ono nkwa okotoma NDC ebeba ma yenyina ende yi 2016 ekoto abade ma na dan kwakufu ado na so no obi ani age ohun ohun ani ja na okru.
Oh yeah, Ghanaians thought so with all the promises ni ade I mean papa be Ghana better ni abrochi
exactly sisi ano ye bre no nyina na ye bre si nyina na ye bre obetimi akata wani se dan ye bre that's a fact enti ye to aba na eni se ye to aba no chinchina che se me de me party ni de wo ye me dan there be because ekoyie ema Ghana so ye NDC ni o wo ye MPP ni o PPP ni o ye nyina ye ni beje
baby akasa ala ne pesem kumnya obi a o free I'm sure what obi o free MPP mu na ankoye onu nti chinchina ache me kwate me ho na e dia SM the president ni bi any ade what would you say to those who say that?
You know metisa na meraho and ya once started wa brabo Onua FM
there
exactly now wo baby
I am for peace
yes and now with the building
and I'm for peace na me call multimedia
exactly
and I'm call Angel na baba
exactly and you know a journey sa journey mu usua de pa ewo I won't be surprised say ochina bi wan kasa wa bie wo radio station and as I won't be surprised ochina bi abel general manager I won't be surprised because of the experience now when ya throughout the years would they build it wohono now when you say experience now it does a number of things who you programming you know what kind of programming I'll be wouldn't listeners and also demography no wouldn't say time we me program we are exactly until you have had that experience by reason of we transitioning would the aye similarly Oral and Chemante undoubtedly he is not shying away from the fact say no MPP before I know MPP no a businessman at the age of 22. Now, he was the youngest general manager for a company now called Unilever. 22 years. No, near politics. It was not starting abroad, no, or starting as a corporate executive.
Yeah.
No, you're a lawyer. Or no economist. Or a general manager. Edema a Unilever. That's one phase of his life. The second phase of his life is international exposure now. Nelson Mandela, bro, we yi the free prison. Eto sa friend say, Africa the whole world actually, we 7.
Yeah.
Oral and Chemante was one of them. To come and help South Africa build its economy. Oral and Chemante no can be. Etino, ocean a private life before politics no. He had achieved so much. As far as I can know, 38 years. Nelson Mandela there no. It's another one experience at Unyaya. Yes, about politics. About politics, mono. Obi undoubtedly, more people. He was the financier of the party. No, so another phase of Sani experience now, Onya politically, and then supported President Kufuor. In fact, he was supposed to go against President Kufuor. So
yeah,
and then said, "Oh, President Kufuor is my big brother." That is also another experience. So, and that is the mark of a true leader, a leader who is not selfish, who will insist to say, "Chinchina and was say, "Mena yesi min kunti, mena was say me kono jaye." Now let's look at President Kufuor's government. And they ye ka amamua na eye kakra. President Kufuor the NDC kaka ho. Say, we have president special initiative one who introduce ya esisa changing the whole industrial system of this country. No, introduce it. Empretech, Empretech. Companies like Casapreconia Adina. It was his initiative. It's also another experience. And one time, trade minister, look at the initiatives or the buyer under President Kufuor Ghana became a torchbearer of development. And I know so echo dance. And a drew no so another Kufuor at the time. And also so KKK, yes, and another or Nakasa or Castor in each time. Also, Kwame, Kufuor feels President Kufuor and frame convincing me. I convinced myself. Nobody convinced me. Because if we had gone for the second round,
that's the truth. I was there.
Yes. And also, Onua kasate hono. And Bibi catch and say, you know what? Oye penimu manenko, enyashe. And Onua kasa, or see, everybody was shocked. Until today, there are people who have not forgiven him for the decision that he took at the time. There are people
and also you are no correct.
Yes. Or since in enough phone be brand no did a chitane chino. Omo fan cheno e be seen
no correct.
Because of that sacrifice. Why did he do that? Because he looked to the collectivity and I say collectiveness of the party, no, as opposed to his personal interest. It's a selfish human being. Say ko be contest na na kwa Kufuor. Say ko be win this away no. Na kwa ba be o man panyini. But it's say or selfless intino ojemu man na na kwa Kufuor. Fast forward, ye koye contest, akwa yi obi a obedi party nanim. Ye nyina ye nim baby a party no sisi aba bedru. Se party no ye ne sikasem. Se party no ye nka no krawum. Se party no sisi ano to say udie nimu a na ye US nchen. Ena ono no onye leader onye corrupt. Into omre uska se kokoto abama me. Ana se omre uska se koye we mame. Na ye kwa yi obi ama na bedi okun nanim for 2024 elections here. Processes in no I was saying as a democratic political party no process prides itself as very democratic no processes now you go yi penimu no so processes no the processes were first of all shrouded in secrecy and marred by violence okay and say into me party no me sacrifice here no enuni ana a party that was built on the principles or on the stills of rule of law, no, enuniana. A party that was built on the principle of equality, no, enuniana. This is not the party that I helped build. And most importantly, no, when we say, baby, Ghana, the kind of leaders now, they are leaders who are not forward thinking and leaders who are not forthright. It is a sanity there. You see, that is the beginning of movement for change. Say, I am penny for no yabi. Your ideas no ewo your experience no. Into the bar, you bet me the experience no my youth no because Ghana na yomudia. The BIS say, oh, the future of this country is for the youth. The future of this country or the youth are the future of this country. But we are destroying the future no today. It's you destroy future today they are and now youth no future ben they promise you more. Sanity there I will see trust ade no so. Na yen no mo a yenya experience for politics mo. Yen no mo a Ghana aboa yen amaya be atitrufo no. Yen so ye betimi ahyehye kwan no. Abo kwan ni yie. E de ama mabunu no say de be ya omo betimi ayden abetoa so. Enti eno no na nisu ade hunu any movement for change ne fapem ni nyina. Say ye be movement a emfa ho ne bebi a wo party wo ba be ma wa ko school emfa he ho. Say we Ghana ni na wonim say e wo wakomam say we Ghana ni na wo dwe Ghana kanko na wo pe Ghana mpuntu dia. Any na we movement for change.
But I'm sure you know say Biswaka say you are doing the bid, not you, I mean movement for change. Mo you are doing the bid of the NDC.
It is never ever true. I am saying, say, call and you will hear me. I sure say what you crying na. Who come crazy and who call communities now. Until someone to ababim.
Oh, a be tied. I mean, some because NPP NDC. I mean, you don't see the change you want. I mean, you're tied. You don't want to ababim. It is a Crawford feel say, oh, Allah no can be kekedia. And na they should come again because to be the kind of love people have for Allah, you have no idea. Forget our pose near there now. Now scheming. No, forget it. When you hit the ground, now when you din komo,
na nkrofo post etise Alan naturally look ye ni hwe ye ni sika o campaign aye no we don't have a dime. We are doing it on goodwill. Alan wo. It was to say Alan eba. Na say, and I say, hey, Alan abedi eche no, is a small boy na yesu edi 40 years na eba. Ma me phone di omo man nyina be sese form. Ye ni hwe ebo ha be kokra no t-shirt kwa na bi. I'm telling you. And so the kind of love ni ade a ekrofo word ma Alan no, is serious. That should tell you say, sir, election way. Hwe by the grace of God, Alan will surprise Ghanaians. In fact, Ghanaians will not be surprised because some will change. But they don't know where that change will go. But right now, no, Ghanaians are convinced to say, what should NDC ni MPP? I say penny ni kakra.
Intinya NDC bid na Alan.
We are in this.
They are just trying to get Alan to penetrate into the Ashanti vote to reduce it. Say, NDC can pass through.
Why would anybody? So you think that yenya 80% votes Ashanti you to be your president exactly you got 80% because I can assure you say an Oko Central Oko Western Oko Volta Oko Oti Oko Ashanti Oko 5 northern regions in the north and Greater Accra Hanwa Alan was serious grounding. I'm telling you. And when you raise hopes in the Nima Beshe or say VP should have been there. I'm telling you, people have had enough, but not omunya leader bia or forward thinking or integrity. And I say
because the poll shows Chada beating Alan.
Oh, and they say hype. Now we say baby ayakono. Sometimes one who say system no na akwa sa. And be but I am telling you that credible the polls and I say yeah institutions on my polls na Ghana for the generality of the Ghanaian people. Now what in crying what they kwakwa sankregwa sa or move hwan for no wako akon wako body onko it would they what in crying and I say on social media and also. And because you see the polls conducted by radio stations near there and on social media, now say social media no here Mahama Nyawe, Tino, Alan Benyawe. Look, it is a deliberate attempt. Just so that Alan will not get votes from Ashanti region. It is sad. But you see, Asante Fono, yes we need and I yes so no ye ni bibia ye was see but also what I say, Ghana for Kasa Krano, it is just an attempt to crash out Alan, to make people feel say, oh, Alan is not even in this race. What I say, you two man crash, I say you vote. Son, I don't know somewhere. Oh, that's Alan the on can be two man. What say you vote? Share you to do Onua. Me get to CCR, me call ghettos, me call streets, and also kiosk estates near there. Me go so I'm telling you. They don't even know Cheddar.
Assess a year 24-hour economy and digitalization.
Yes.
Parties has this slogan, spearheading on campaign. Although they have other policies, but 24-hour economy for the NDC, digitalization for the MPP. As a journalist and as a running mate to Alan, how do you see both?
I see them as a continuation of rhetoric. Said the piano. In order to deceive the Ghanaian people, no, yempe bibia omutia, yembe sure na umediachi. Because look, what is 24-hour economy? 24-hour economy is a byproduct of the product itself, of a product itself. And if you don't have a thriving economy, if you don't have a country that has invested hugely in industries near there, if you don't have a country that has invested hugely in making sure we expand production and a lot of exportation near there, 24-hour economy, it will not happen. You see, 24-hour economy is an automatic effect of a country that works. And that's a system that automatically works. It's say a friend say maybe a say pharmacy shop. Na say me nyanko for motor ni ade na me hwe me catchment area na say we say me run 24 hours. Why not? But also what I say, if we are, if I say, adding value to our cocoa, now say, and yes, say raw beans in a sport keke, we are adding value, na be a factory for it. Now say demand near higher, automatically, you be 24 hours.
Yeah.
What I say, so that is what it is. It's I mean, if you have an enterprise economy, which is ours, an enterprise economy where you create the enabling environment for young people to create their own businesses. For banks to have confidence in the system, say boy young people no bosia no mo dey adwuma, and then we are able to create jobs automatically once there is demand for something and then the supply is there, everybody will fall in line. And that is enterprise economy na per se now we have digitalization. I mean, we are in a digital world now. And to be fair, it should not even be a policy being spearheaded by a major political party. Because if you say digital, what is digitalization? What is it? Because you see, so we share digital platforms.
Of course.
It is hard digital platforms. A dear ben me kai say some app be say app na near the Kwefi and everything. Ghana Post. But where used to be that?
Maybe the mom coordinates by phone.
Exactly. Because Ghana Post near there no. Adia anka ebetimi aboa for the purposes of say ye statistics. As population statistics near there. Ebetimi aboa pa. But usually ideas on be executive. But sustaining the ideas until we don't even know exactly what they mean by say yes I didn't know see I now say launch say taxi app or say Trotro app.
Yeah.
So what I say Trotro app the kind of system now you're running will not even allow for Trotro driver to have the luxury of time to engage passengers. It's you build an economy where there's some flexibility. So then you must have a system, a busing system, for instance, that runs on digital systems.
Yeah.
It's say be I find say who person board there. Maybe I find say say Madina. But there be an call Malamata market. And then you purchase a card.
Yes.
It's at the bus terminal maybe there's a card. It would do no swipe. You don't need to now fill some app be to go and do anything. Ukra what you for the month.
Yeah.
It's swipe here. Or bus no bus no swipe.
Yeah, when you
tap and go.
Tap and go.
Exactly. Then I know say you are moving beyond apps creation to a more practical platform where a bit more easy stress. So what I say. Those are the things that we want to be hearing, not just the rhetoric. Why
do you think Alan chose you?
Well, first of all, my death-defying love for the youth of this country. You know this. You know that I'm an activist. I founded Forum for Accountability in 2018. The idea of Forum for Accountability now, was to bring accountability to the doorsteps of the average Ghanaian youth. Because now me feel say young people na say politics they fire they politics, but you refi say ye empa obi be pa kwa yi panimu a ye ebia no onboy exactly. And you na me yes Forum for Accountability in 2018 and I started my activism and man na mua na mababe journalist mababe lawyer. So me gusu na me yes me activism near there recently so be kaya sa $245 million AFCON ade me petition Office of the Special Prosecutor to open an investigation into the matter because now me mentia say you spending $15 million on food ni na me and na ora lanche mantin so ebe ene me din komo no ohun say me akasa personally I have some deep passion for Ghana. Say I'm very patriotic. Nana, I'm telling you the truth. You can't judge a person. You see, even the devil does not know the intention of man. But when it comes to you can't hide it. Exactly. So, because me akasa me drafty policy bia your friend Ghana Rural Aging Support Program. As our policy no na eba behwe ye maame nom ne papa nom a omo tin krase na wo mo anya akwanya nkoye adwuma se ne ye bia ye wo pension ni bia wo yare obetimi akọ hospital na se wo kọ pension wo benya bosumi bia beto aka no bebre na anya sa akwanya no eti saa ye maame nom ne papa nom no e de be na ebe ya ma omo ko pembra nyam beto sa afre omo eti saa policy na me draft me de ma no e no kan no say hey Kwame you exactly the policy is in two parts. Said the number one, you know, say, your national health insurance scheme, dear, but yet your premium near dear. Yeah, mamma, no, dear, or tear crassino, or no, quite fast as can where they could your premium. No, and now, why, yeah, Juma, dear, what Ghana, no, other than the retirement age, no, Ghana intimation benefit. Exactly. It's no, you bear special health insurance policy, the amount, and no, qua, Q now, Quacodim no crano. Undi Q nimbi. The bear special people, or hospitals, or now, or receive. Say aged no to attend to their special needs. Aban be fa ho ka. Eduro ne ade na aban na be fa ho ka. Say the beya ono so no se bia yeso no ye ni beje because unim say wokọ pension a aban be hwe wo. It wo ye adwuma kra na obetimi akun ho e de aye adwuma no. Number 2, say the same policy no. Yeah. Ye ma menom ne papa no na make say wokọ pension a oniska. Eti aba ade na aba ntimi mom 200 Ghana cedis every month. Enye ska bia about obi otie kra so money 200 Ghana cedis a. Wakuno. Ade ne enye sa and obi bisa so is it the same as leap? I'm say leap no. Now compounds no old men bear 5, 10, 15. But we there individually. Yeah statistics na no so 400,000 people. Within that bracket, I'm telling you. It's I didn't know to me share mamma no near papa no more or more than 60 years and above. I didn't need to me show. It's me policy no me financial sleep be no say hey Kwame where they from mommy and I'm so sometimes not yeah certain is uncommon. So but it tells you say we must begin to have so deep sense of patriotism no say the bear ye nyina because I any nipa baku trim nana my bear vice president. Now, maybe I'm here a footnote on how we can better your journalism now. Do you think I will not call you? Of course. No, but exactly. So, Sebia, me person me solve Zongo issues. Yes. Now I go for minister no or no free Zongo bear 50 years ago. I want to see an Zongo issues. Onim. Meanwhile, Zongo communities no more leaders. Why don't we bring them on board, sit with them, understand the issues of Zongo communities in Ghana so that we'll be able to solve it for them? I don't know what take Jubilee House. Now we feel say obetimi adwama obi asebin producer or call the market call in a juma no pa. What you mean jenema no? Because one thing asem ase. Debi. Enti ye aba na ye dey ba no. Eye aban a eye nkaboma ban. Say because ye nim say nimdie eni ye quiet trim no. So if we have an issue that has to do with the Zongo leaders no now one
major thing these traders complain about all the time when you're moving commodity behind why they are always complaining that when tax to is because they say I buy now on any year juma no enti no or friend no but on fanasa mo near juma because they can tell you where you can get start one open
exactly
without necessarily going and attacking the pot.
Exactly. Then I make us say leaders now they don't think that they are there to serve. There are things that they have to be served. Into a more the other can as a president to be just simple can say me honor 2 million. Oh honor 2 million. Na Ghana for now for 2 million ma waka 2 million way. Ghana for now honor 2 million. 2 million na ye de amount no. Oh yes we adwuma de ama Ghana for if you say ye nyina no ye ntimi nko Jubilee House one kwot na ho. Ye 33 million. Eti ya hwehwe mu an say oh wo no the way a wo tie no em say wo kwa obetimi aboan. Kona ko boy we say me honor 2 million. 2 million Ghana for sem na wo. Eti 2 million na wo use no. Ghana for 2 million na wo pone ho kakra o. And so ya man I say a slave and a master. You see omo kasa intimi kabi. So eti no me de sa nyoma we nyina enti and owura na chamatin me madwene mu de otun sa e de frame because nana mabo border o and na maton kubeda my mate da oh my brepa So and a Ghana has
now do
I keep coast abra. I tell you pa. So it's it's fantastic. Oh, fantastic. Enjoy. No. Say so it's just say ni nyina me gidi say ni nyina ka na me say young no.
Yeah.
Because ono no said there be oka say or a transitional leader. Into no I was say otimi why say John the Baptist or Bokwan ma youth no. Na ye nyina ye so nya akwanya e de ayeden e de afem. Na at 40 there me energy pa. Say be am so me campaign videos ne kakra say me boy dwuma ne pa. So enti no ni nyina ka ho e na ma owura lanchemate to ne safre me. Say at least the young people of this country no yen so nyame adom yenya obi a o free street no so a nyame apagya no abedru bebi a waduri onim ade obetimi akọ abankesiem akọ ya asema mayen edi yedwuma mayen na wa make sure say eniema e wo say aban ne ye ede boa youth no aban no so aye de aboa youth nti ono hwe mpanifo no na me so me hwe
no
yes
say be and mbebunu no dodo na o my a bit frustrated disappointed almost so say I say ye nwene won ho
so obi etu kwan so ukọ Canadian embassy ho a baby obi etu kwan if we have all lost confidence in the system. Alan wants to come and restore that confidence in the system by creating more jobs. So, by first of all, no, you be a traders bank.
Okay.
Now, okay, the four some name the power. You know, first of all, be traders bank no because the four no na ti o mass you. Now, me my bo Onua be kire Onua asem. Me ti ase. Me ba ma be kire na me come baby. But emu nsem no de otimu no onim. Enti no sa wo pese wo ye dwadefo wo ni dwadefo e ye adwuma e wo se wo frɛ dwadefo no na wo bi se o mo se me ye ne sen a se na be ye ko mo te no ko wo ni wade sen ye yo the first say be one co school no jeze wo de ne co accounting na o be bitu enti no ye traders bank na e ba be no ye ba be ye no se de be ya wo ye dwadeni na se wo pese wo bia wo nye sika kakra e de hye wo dwa na wo di num anase wo kra afi na wo pese o start edwadi a bank na be creating the dwadefo na be hwe so of course they will be supported by financial experts be on mako retirement na ya fa o say o nkonko boa ambo mo chidom no mo running no bank no so that traders bank no that is precisely what it's going to do say the be ya businesses near the young people near there mo pese o mo yes small business no o menya loan e dey start on business na because a traders bank no loan no this is how it's going to happen abai be more seed funding no but omo abe running so omo bank but what I say said ADB say na nti omo abe running omo de na omo etime ti okwa na yama obosia na ewuntua nsi hu bia na wankasa we adwuma na wakwakotua say scan back. These are some of the things now in the year what it means is that a buy crowd does not have to go to IMF because look Makola alone can provide IMF loans near their Kokoji. Makola alone can provide it. But because we have not structured it well, no, and unti and I hear more, I just see call IMF $40. Now ye deba, ye babe, ye kwakutu aswa, near sister cities. So
my final question is about this free SHS that has become a conversation. Obise or review, Obise or Twaswa Shemukena. What's Alan's vision on free SHS?
Yeah. Very, 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 very intelligent question again. Your vision on free SHS is not different from MPP's vision of free SHS. It's not different. However, your three-pronged approach, say, the ideation period, the execution period, and the sustainability period. MPP for ideation, it was good. Execution, a little problematic. Sustainability, no. And we have identified, say, the reason why execution is a problem because it was rushed. Number two, the reason why we have not been able to successfully sustain it to now any problems is because we did not do a proper evaluation of your infrastructure now for the purposes of executing free SHS. No, it's the first thing in fact, three major things. The first point is to invest in infrastructure. Ebeko to say but we'll make sure say we will inject a lot of money into building a lot more schools and dormitories. So said the bear that's number one. Number two, we share a curriculum no so enye asay kra. Into your baby say curriculum no, and then we will include a course on skills training and development. And then we also include a course on patriotism. Very important. Now, I don't know abwa with the development of the mind at that level. No, so by the time we do university, you must begin to think about Ghana more than yourself even. Then the third point is teacher for no. Teacher for no in this equation, and so there be a teacher for no. Now a year was in chain. Me tell me big sister a teacher ni, me big brother teacher ni, me can't hear you two mobosomia or rebel. And you know, teacher for no, I was saying, omudi de pa.
Akatuana was so.
O say,
Akatuana was so.
Or heaven. And uti, and as I see, obi a person politics.
Yeah.
And you know, these are the three major a year. Yeah, baba ye said the be a free SHS no ebe tumpon. Share obi aniwa or time Ghana ni me. We love Ghanaians. And uti there was here no said the be a Ghana for na be benefiting. Na ade a yesi ye na so e wo se ukọ na ukotua fene say to say oba no ba fia wo dey call classes ukotua classes na kra na ne bo den classing sa you know. So ade a yesi ye na so sometimes you have to go and rent for oba no OSS no, you know, system no the way I structure no enuti say oba no kra corner say 3 months no ba fia otifie sa Urana Chamate say within that period, no, yes, I know. Compulsorily, no, ne companies, Onua FM, ne Pan Africa, ne companies, no, ever go into some form of agreement. Said there be a time now, Muditi Fieno, our Munyashe, no, met me a attachment to her. Now, almost suya. It by the time we go back to school, now at least or some skill. It's to obey SS, no, also because the best skills training here, there, no. Obey SS now compulsory and it is by law. Compulsory no obey we SS be obey for 1 year. Obey whether the public sector or the private sector. You will have to work for 1 year because we will incentivize the private sector so that the private sector will have that laxity to be able to employ a lot of the young people. It's by the time I will be university who experience maybe I said my 5 years experience. You have it right from secondary school. All throughout to the university, no. Ma
benko Facebook na ready enkrofo kan e wo Facebook. Kwame yenko na ye monitor tell me na just say dey see ankasa. Some amanfo can be e wo Facebook e na ye kwa akoshe dey ekoso. Teacher Kojo Watepa or say I pray God provides Ghanaians with enough wisdom to think and choose the most competent leader with the greatest potential to perform rather than a leader characterized by selfishness, greed, corruption, who lures ignorant people with unreasonable ... Obisi good morning. I say Nanaya Kwesi born great. Nanaya, what if GFP wins the election? Great Freedom Party no party is here or Jadanga. 2, who I say we shouldn't forget that most Ghanaians can vote for GFP because of sympathy. If most of the voters do that, then the major political parties will lose votes, therefore reducing their winning percentages. So I think Kofi Apalo has a point. All right, I was speaking about that earlier on. Was because of corruption, not leadership. Augustine and Ediaba. I say Isaac Abaka, you don't need to understand your party. Our head leaders. Is he not part of current government? And what did he... at the moment, Alan is not an MPP member. Ideas, bank portal, also Ghanaians needs presidential debate for all aspirants to help make final decision to vote wisely. If you vote for any of the winner takes all duopoly political parties, the only opponent, radical youth links, would burn out of the market.
He has a very good point.
Store and other government. Okay, right. Moses Amos or say from what you are saying, then former President Kufuor is wicked and selfish. President Kufuor should speak out for Alan today to show appreciation. Aaron Dia Bebako, or say good morning to you. One of the first measures that government can implement is to monitor and regulate prices of essential goods.
Yeah.
This can be achieved through the implementation of price control and regular monitoring. I'm out for the Sikato. Jude Kofi was saying, please ask the man the party he was supporting before Alan. He just said it. People's love for Alan. Same goal for NPP and NDC. That's reality. He should get, get it. Thank you. Nedi, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe my producer wants me to ask you, were you a supporting party before? Be question.
Because if anything, interview be on Bisami, and I say, look, insofar as there are political parties that advance the cause of development, I will support you. It's a mini political party, but be a Ghanaian, and I consider myself as such. That's the most important. That's the first and foremost point. It's say MPP there was so nice for more year Juma. That's a big but some free SHS buy who can hear me comments on Facebook. I commended the MPP for such a brave initiative because they're very, very brave.
It is.
Me commend one more social media and also. So what I say. Similarly, if NDC forces you be na say I will say it. I mean, because no idea Ghana
of course.
And Branty no care about same goes for NDC and MPP. Look, I have not said that same doesn't go for NDC and MPP. If Ube share comments now, what we say there's some despondency, ability to apathy. Ye kahubi and akwakoye NDC and MPP. See, we must get that fact clear. Say you take a bold decision. In MPP, there be any complaining. Oh, and NDC no, and MPP no, and NDC. But when we are given the opportunity to change then we go back to them. Why? Because over the years, ye share nya obia or what's our pedigree now, or integrity and credibility to be part of this exercise. And unti na debia no your home so then you for momusa. Nyame adom afie ye nya obia ye nyina ye di adanse say or when munyam or integrity or credibility and na wa ye adwuma so a ubetimi appointed to say we no aye. Eti wo compare Nana Adodan Kwekufuado, Bawumiani Mahama, Omunyina master, Alanchemati, in terms of a building, but what in terms of infrastructural development near there, Omunyina master, any Alanchemati. It's Wutuma Alanchemati, who say we vote. No, you are trying to send a message to NDC and MPP for say, you do not have control over the Ghanaian people. And so at this point, we want to put you aside and then try something which is new. Look, now you're UK for to say about form got to you. What I know. And Sisiano and Yama Asati then Etoso Momo. Usro our Jaya Unyawari Papa.
That's a part. I was saying, I didn't come on the best. The better about 7 December and Tibenya Brass said in Kobobi. Have you been convinced by what he's been saying? Onua 95.1 FM.